Hey everyone, my name is Jacob. So today we're going to be taking a look at all the products that Apple is rumored to release this year. Now these are products I'm actually really excited about, so let's just get straight into it. So first of all, I want to talk about Apple's AR glasses. So these glasses have been rumored for a very, very long time with patents that have dated back from 2015 and 2017. Like this has been something that we've thought about for years. And sadly, it looks like they might have been pushed back to 2023. So obviously this really stinks, but there's rumor that they will actually release some sort of AR headset this year or next year. So not the glasses, but like a headset, which is very interesting. So as for the price of these glasses, if you've ever heard of Microsoft HoloLens, those were about $3,000. Very expensive, but I do not see Apple doing it that much. This website, and I agree, I thought maybe $1,000. They're saying $500 to $1,000 because they're gonna want to make it more of a consumer device. Whereas HoloLens, yes, there was a consumer version, but it's more for the professionals. And I feel like this would be not a pro device. This would be more of a consumer device. So $500 to $1,000 sounds very legitimate, especially since like iPhones now are about $1,000. Like that's where you'll expect to be paying for. So I feel like that would make a lot of sense. Now, of course, we have to talk about the iPhone 12. Now, I'm actually very excited about this phone because there is a slight possibility that I will be buying this phone. I have the iPhone 10, and I'm very much thinking about getting the iPhone 12, but we shall see. Now, almost definitely this will be called the iPhone 12 and then the iPhone 12 Pro, which I like this lineup a lot more. I wish that they would do it based on the year. So what Mac Rumors is thinking is that 2020 iPhones will feature major updates, introducing some of the first design changes that we've seen since the iPhone 10, which was released in 2017. That would be awesome. If we could have some change to this notch, it's not that big of a deal, but it is getting a little bit outdated. I never worried about the notch. I was like, okay, like people freaked out about it. I didn't really think so. So it seems like people are thinking that there are going to be 4 iPhones this year, which is very interesting. We will have 6.7 inch and 6.1 inch models. That'll be the higher end OLED devices, and then 5.4 inch and 6.1 inch models, which will be the lower end. This is very interesting having 2 sizes for the 12. As you know, we had one size for the 11 and then 2 sizes for the Pro this year. But I think a lot of people would like that. Rumors suggest that at least one of the iPhones will feature a significant redesign with a metal frame that's similar to the frame of the iPhone 4, which is very interesting. And I think that would be very cool to have that new design. I've always been a big fan of this rounded corner design with the all glass and the stainless steel. So I think if we're gonna have that more flat look, sort of like the iPad Pro, that might be really interesting, and we'll have to see how that works. 2020 will be the first year that Apple will introduce 5G support to the iPhones, which is very cool. There could also be a new true depth camera system that cuts down the size of the notch on the front, which would be I would very much like that. Not, like I said, not that big of a deal, but if they can have some new design, I think that would be really cool. They also think that there will be a 3D triple lens rear camera system that uses a laser to calculate the depth of information for objects in a room, improving both photography and AR capabilities. So I feel maybe they're talking about sort of like the true depth system that is on the front of the camera, kind of replicating that on the back. And I think that'd be really cool because then you could have better AR capabilities and, like I said, better pictures. Like portrait mode pictures would be better. Yeah, that would be awesome. So colors, everyone thinks that every single year they think that there's going to be a new blue color. And maybe this is the theory that they do it. They did a green last year. Maybe they'll do a blue this year. And if they do this color that everything Apple Pro said about, I don't know, I might have to get it because that is a very, very nice color. But see this design with the flat edges? See, that looks very clean. I don't know. And obviously they don't have a notch up here, which would be awesome, but I mean, how are they gonna fit? I mean, they can't fit every single thing up there, the microphone, the camera, the true depth system. They can't do all that up there. As we're talking about, it's rumored that they will add a laser-powered time-of-flight 3D rear camera to the iPhone 12 Pro, which will bring better AR and portrait mode experiences, which would be great. So it actually sense the depth of the room and therefore sense better depth of the pictures so your subjects can actually pop. The camera is said to be able to scan areas up to 15 feet from the device, which is very, very far. Apple's front-facing true depth camera uses similar 3D technology, but uses infrared instead of laser powered. Of course, everyone wants Touch ID back. I like Face ID, but they believe that Face ID and Touch ID will be in the 2021 iPhones. Something interesting to have both of those. I don't really know how necessarily that would be. I mean, with these new phones, my phone is the iPhone 10, and it unlocks very quick. But with these new phones, it unlocks like that. You just swipe up, and I feel like there's no reason to really do that. Now moving on to the iPad Pro. Now there is supposed to be a new update for this, as they did not update the iPad Pro last year. Everyone is saying that there's going to be a 3 camera system like on the new iPhones. So as you can see, these are some of the cases that have been leaked, and I definitely think that will be a possibility. They might turn to mini LED technology in this year's iPad Pro lineup. Now, obviously, these are all rumors, so we don't know. If you don't know what mini LED is, it's a lot like OLED. It has the same benefits, although it does not suffer from burn-in, which would be very interesting. Something very interesting to think about. Now let's go on to the Apple Watch. So it's rumored that the Apple Watch could move to a new screen type. Right now it uses OLED, and it might use micro LED, which is very interesting because micro LED is more power efficient, which means that it would be better battery on the Apple Watch, especially with the always-on display. So they might add Touch ID to the Apple Watch, because right now all we have is just a simple password. That would be very, very interesting, because that would make a lot more sense for adding Touch ID back into the iPhone. Apple likes to be consistent, but they don't like to be consistent all at once. So they will add Touch ID to the Apple Watch and then add it back to the iPhone, just like they added OLED to the Apple Watch and then to the iPhone. They are consistent throughout everything. Like whenever they added Touch ID to the iPhone, it took them years to add it to the Mac. But they are consistent, it just takes them a while to be consistent. What I'm really hoping for is some sort of new, cheaper HomePod, not with all of these sound capabilities, which is fine, but something to put in rooms where it doesn't make sense to have a HomePod in, but I do want Siri and AirPlay in there. That would be awesome. I would absolutely love that. All I can really hope for is a HomePod mini that's cheaper. Now, here are some prices here. They think that we're gonna have a HomePod mini for $100, a HomePod for $200, and HomePod Max for $300, which sounds very Apple-ish. I would definitely think that would be where we would be going. Although, you know, like the Google Home Mini is $50, and I would love that, but we're not gonna get that. All right, everyone, that's basically it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. I had fun looking at all of these Apple products. Like I said, these are all rumors. We have no idea what's happening, but whenever they do get officially confirmed by Apple themselves, I'll have a video about it. So be sure to subscribe and click that bell to be notified whenever those videos come out. WWDC is coming up very soon. It's in June, but I mean, like, time just flies. We probably won't get a lot of hardware updates there, but software for sure. So I'll have a video about that soon, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I guess I'll see you all then. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.